throw. Matthew. What a great catch. Bobby Ingram. Put the ball on the outside where only Bobby Ingram can get it.
You know whose motor's been revving for about 6 weeks now is the NFC, the Defensive Player of November. Patrick Kearney, like 3 sacks in a day. Yeah, right there.
One of those motor guys.
Seahawks next possession, it's Hasselbeck to Leonard Weaver. A dream weaver right here.
That's a nice screen to the fullback. He's picking up blocks from the wide receivers downfield.
Down to the Cardinals 17, and then the next play fake. Matthew to Deion Branch.
Back at the end zone. The DB's got his back turned to the quarterback. Throw it over his shoulder for the touchdown.
Great numbers for Hasselbeck in the first half. 24-0. Seahawks up big. It's the second half. We go now. Second and goal for the Cardinals. Down 27-7. Jeremy Urban. Oh, well, what a play.
Yeah, that was playing.
You only get one catch for this.
That was like drawn up in the dirt, like there. So it's a 27-14 game, and then Cardinals down like this, and they couldn't stop the offense. So
like this one.
Let's try a little onside kick. And Rackers recovers his own onside kick.
Great call.
Next play from scrimmage. What would Kurt Warner do with this next opportunity? Why? Throw it to Marcus Trufant.
Cover 2. Cornerback sank in on the play, made a great read.
Then later in the fourth quarter, Warner and Trufant intersect again. This one is a pick.
Marcus says
6. Will he hold it up?
Oh. Good ball skills, good running skills. What an athlete from Washington State.
Homer, oh, there he goes.
There he is, good late.
Homer doesn't like when they
No, he didn't.
42-21, they double up. The Arizona Cardinals, who have 5 turnovers for Kurt Warner on the day, falter 6-7, while the Seahawks clinch the NFC West. They are 9-4. The Minnesota Vikings and that 1-2 rushing punch.
There they are.
In pretty good. San Francisco, where the second play of the game was disastrous for the 49ers. Trent Dilfer with a tip, pick 6, big man with football.
Make a tackle, Trent. Way to lay out. Way to lay out.
Kevin Williams. Vikings up 7-0 early. Vikings leading 10-0. Tavares Jackson to Robert Ferguson, 23-yard gain.
Steelers were becoming a better team. Play action pass. Tavares Jackson is not turning the ball over. He's playing very efficient.
Getting that degree from the game management school of business, I guess, as he finds Ferguson 5 plays after he found him the first time, 17-0.
Corner blitz, great read on the play.
8:55 left in the half. An inconvenient truth for Frank Gore. Puts it on the turf. E.J. Henderson recovers. This led to 3 points as Dilfer with a nice tackle there. 20-0 for the Vikings after that. And then Chester Taylor is off and running and is gone.
Watch the patience. Watch the patience. Getting his blocks. Receivers doing a great job, and he breaks 1, 2 tackles to get in for the touchdown.
84 yards, the longest run from scrimmage in the National Football League this year, 27-0. Trent Dilfer got dinged up, left the game with a head injury, and in comes Sean Hill. Yes, if you need name tags, perhaps the 49ers did too. They
never completed a pass before.
No, and fortunately this one gets picked off by Pat Williams. Kevin and Pat Williams each got a pick in this game.
These guys, oh geez.
You know, Hill fared well. The Maryland Terp did fare well in this game, 22-28. The touchdown and that interception, but I mean, everything's working for the Vikings right now. They're 7-6, right there in the 6th seed in the NFC playoff picture. Both Williamses came out with picks in this game. 4th straight win, 3rd straight win by 20 or more points. First time in franchise history that they've done that. And you can see right now, Dallas and Green Bay and Seattle have wrapped up their divisions. Tampa Bay can wrap up the NFC South if the New Orleans Saints lose on Monday Night Football in Atlanta, while the Giants and Minnesota Vikings currently hold the wild card positions. The Giants have more of a stranglehold on their position than Minnesota does on its, but the Vikings are above 500. They're on a roll. Steve, are they the team that's going to take that last position in the NFC playoff
I think
race?
they are. I think they're going to be the 6th seed. Why? Because they're playing real good football right now. And if you take a look at their schedule, they've got a couple of home games coming up. The Bears, who's going to be their quarterback? Maybe it's going to be Brian Greasy. Maybe it's going to be Kyle Orton. Who knows? Then they have the Redskins at home, and again, they're going to have a quarterback change. Jason Campbell's out. And then at the Broncos, and who knows what the state of the Broncos will be at that last game. So the Vikings right now are in the driver's seat, for that 6th seed, no doubt about it.
And, Coach, I agree with you for 3 reasons. One, because the quarterback, Tavares Jackson, he's making better decisions. They have a consistent running game, a two-headed monster, and that defense very opportunistic. They're making plays, taking advantage of the turnovers, not only setting them up for a field goal, but they're taking them to the house.
They are. They're taking everyone to the cleaners right now. Over 20 points margin of victory for their last 3 games. The Minnesota Vikings are on a roll. Meanwhile, the Cincinnati Bengals, who we'll next see in San Francisco Saturday night on NFL Network, trying to come up with a win. And the Dolphins are trying to get a W, period, in 07. Rainy day in the jungle for Brock Berlin and the St. Louis Rams. Coming in to take on the Bengals. D.D. Dorsey making a nice play right here. Nice run. La-di-da for D.D. 19-yard gain. Later in the drive, it's the more conventional household name out of the backfield for Cincinnati. Rudy Johnson. Lone offensive touchdown of the day, people.
Rudy's healthy again.
For Cincinnati. 4th quarter, Rams down 16-7. We show you Brock Berlin hooking up with Torrey Holt because it's gives Holt over 1,000 receiving yards in the year, 8th straight year.
That's amazing.
This stellar
8 in a row.
Ram receiver gets that. However, the Bengals get the victory as the Bengals improve to 5-8. The Rams fall to 3-10. 5th time scoring 10 or fewer points in 2007. 19-10. The Bengals win it. Let's go to Western New York, where Ted Ginn Jr. does not truly help the cause. Dolphins get the Bills to go punt on their first possession, and this was a muff punt.
Get your feet up under the ball and look the ball all the way in.
And this led to Trent Edwards finding Robert Royal 13 yards. Buffalo takes an early 7-0 lead. Go to the 2nd quarter now. It's 24-7. When Edwards lofts one up for Lee Evans, called incomplete, but that cagey Dick Geron is a red hanky, and he throws it.
He throws an angry flag.
And it's a good call because Evans got both feet down, and that made it 31-7 at the half. And then in the 4th quarter, with the snow coming down,
It's over.
got to go vertical. Why not go vertical?
Your
Snow
fast guy
coming
here.
down.
Lee Evans, perfectly thrown ball by the rookie Trent Edwards. He had 4 touchdowns on the day.
And
in
the
the snow.
Buffalo Bills improved to 7-6, while the Dolphins may head to Christmas winless. And an 0-13 washout season. John Beck lasted only 2 passes, 6 yards, 3 sacks. He was pulled when his fumble was returned 20 yards for a touchdown. It is just flat out ugly in South Florida. Where's the win, guys? Where's the win?
It may be Baltimore this week.
You think?
Because
I don't
you're not going to beat the Patriots, and the Bengals is a U-Haul game. Everybody's going to have the U-Hauls packed up in that game.
So you think there is a win there?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Wow. Still to come here on NFL Game Day. Back to New England, where the Patriots are on the opposite end, still perfect, while LaDainian Tomlinson engineers quite a comeback for the Chargers.
Finds your room, look at Fred go. He's got it, touchdown!
Cutler throws end zone pass, caught.
Fred going, end zone! Touchdown, Titans! Touchdown, Fred Taylor! He has got it in the corner of the end zone! You gotta love it! Touchdown, LT in OT!
Decoy. The 56-yard touchdown in the 3rd quarter broke open the game and deflated the Steelers at the same time.
When I first got here, they said nobody throws the ball but Tom Brady. So I've been lobbying and lobbying, let me throw the ball, let me throw the ball. So eventually, it worked out, and we scored a touchdown. So that actually felt good.
I told Randy, I guess the effect of me throwing it on the ground to him, I guess that was not the intention, but he made a great play to pick it up and throw it back to me, and just barely got enough on it. And it was a big turnaround of the game for us.
I heard that Randy dropped it, though, so if that's the case, that's not how we drew it up, but it worked. It turned out.
Very happy with what I said.
I played in the league 10 years, and I don't think I've ever heard a player ever say anything like that. You know, there's trash talking each week, but just to guarantee a victory, that was something hard. And you know, I don't really know if his team had his back or whatnot, but you know, it was said, it was documented, it was printed, and it came to us, and we went out there today and really see who wanted it more.
In NFL history, 5 teams have started out 13-0. 2 of those have gone on to win the Super Bowl. In Foxborough, Kara Henderson, NFL Network.
Well, Kara, as you can see, these are the records in sight with 3 more games to play, and we'd be hard-pressed to figure out how these records won't be owned by the Patriots, Brady, and Randy Moss, respectively, by season's end. So now that they're 13-0, we got to start talking about kryptonite. Where is it? Where can we find it? We got to dig for it, and here's what we're going to come up with right now. If you take a look at these numbers, the rushing attempts per game, rushing yards per game, and yards per rush of the Patriots and the opponents, you just remove the Patriot logo from the screen, and you just saw this in the last 3 games. You'd think that the team on the left would have been 0-3. Instead, the Patriots are 3-0. The question I have for you, Neion, is how long can the Patriots in the late of December and January in the cold weather, how long can they keep going with caring if the opponent knows that they're not going to run? And maybe not stopping the opponent from running the ball. Normally, the Achilles heel that will eventually burst, isn't it?
Broke, don't try to fix it. These guys ain't nothing wrong. Randy Moss keep doing what he does. Wells working. Tom Brady, they're setting record numbers. The problem is, Coach, a lot of these teams that feature running game, you could do that as long as you're scoring. But the problem is, everybody gets down so quick, you abandon the running game. You're playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers, 3rd and 1 situation in the game. They got the first down on the run. Then late in the game, 4th and 1, you want to run and reverse the Hines Ward? What is wrong with you? You get outside your box when you play against the New England Patriots because they score and score and score.
We're just trying to find a weakness somewhere, with this team, and they do, people, give up some rushing yards, okay? And even off this graphic, Joseph Adai had 112 yards too before that. But they're so explosive on offense that they make up for that. They outscore people by a mile. This is a little bit like the Colts last year. They were giving up some rushing yards, but they were scoring so many points it didn't seem to matter. The Patriots probably will get this fixed.
Next up, the Jets. And you have to think that this was the team that blew the whistle on them earlier in the year. Maybe they could petition the league to see if they can beat them twice in one day. Think they're doing that, New England?
Yeah.
And they got the Dolphins and the Giants on NFL Network between them and 16-0. The San Diego Chargers taking on Albert Hainsworth and the Titans. That's what's a game face. Anyone knows what a game face is?
That was it.
Woo! Vince Young, opening drive of the game for the Titans. It's Cromartie ball.
Yeah, that's it.
Antonio Cromartie, 9 picks on the year for him.
Hawaii, baby.
That's for a guy that wasn't even starting
They
early
give
in the
you
year.
1 first-class ticket or 2 coaches. So
You
pay
should
for it now.
let them know that, right?
Right.
Phillip Rivers gives it right back, though. Michael Griffin picks it off. That led to a Titans field goal, 3-0. Second quarter now. Rivers tosses it to LaDainian Tomlinson, and then Antoine Odom hits Rivers in the knee. He goes down. He limps off. So who comes on? Who's the backup quarterback? Why?
Is it Billy?
It's Billy Volek, once banished from Tennessee.
Yeah, he's happy.
And Billy Volek, I smell Volek revenge. I smell a big oh boy.
Oh, Lord.
Calvin Lowry picks him off.
Lord. Like, what is wrong with you, man?
North our guy.
Get your butt out of here. That's what Norv
And then Rob Baronis ensuing drive for the Titans. Oh, it's a little stutter step.
Look at illegal procedure.
He does not have the knack. Only second miss inside the 40. We got kickers screaming at punters.
That's awesome.
Cats and dogs fighting, playing. What's happening?
It's an emotional game, right?
It is. Billy Volek is out now, and Phillip Rivers comes back, and he's picked off by Nick Harper. This is a weird game.
This is not going well.
This is wacky. 5 plays later, Chris Brown takes the handoff, and we finally have a touchdown in this mess.
There it is. There it is. Tennessee can run the football.
10-3 is the score right here. Rivers on the bench, and LaDainian, as soon as he takes a seat,
See, man, they ain't got
gets
time.
up.
Man.
Not right now.
What is going on?
Not in the mood to talk.
This is not a Kumbaya highlight at all. It started with Albert Hainsworth scaring all the children.
Look at that.
Glendale White scores, and what does he do? Oh, a teardrop, and then the Sean Merriman
Can't
lights
steal
out.
another man's dance.
17-3.
Sorry.
You don't
No, they
poke
did it.
the rattlesnake, people. Don't do that.
You just give it to this guy a few times.
Any way you can, apparently. Touchdown, LaDainian Tomlinson. There's the teardrop we all know. Like sort of half teardrop. 17-10 is the score. Chargers get the ball back. 4th and 5. Minute 52 to go. They must convert to keep the drive alive. And Chris Chambers digs it out. The booth buzzes down. And after further review, there was no conclusive angle.
You can't tell.
This trade is
called
paying
stands.
dividends.
Play stands is called. 2 plays later, $1.29 left in the game. Rivers, you talk about paying dividends. Here's some more payment. Chris Chambers, 28-yard gain inside the 30. 5 plays later, 30 seconds to go. 3rd and 5. Rivers flings it to who else? Tomlinson. Now we'll sit next to him on the bench. 2-yard line, 3 plays later. Jump ball to the basketball star.
Easy, too easy.
Antonio Gates ties the game at 17, and we go into the extra period. Time and a half, people. Second possession of overtime. Rivers to Vincent Jackson, already on the plus side of the field.
That's a tough tackle to make. You're running full speed downhill, trying to make the play. It's a tough tackle to make.
So instead of setting it up for Nate Kading, why don't you just send everybody home?
Give it to 21.
3rd career walk-off touchdown. That is the most in NFL history. And the San Diego Chargers down 14 points, score 20 unanswered, and win 23-17. What a huge win for San Diego. Just when you thought they'd lose in conference to Tennessee at Tennessee, they are 8-5 atop the AFC West. The Kansas City Chiefs in Denver. The Broncos trying to somehow keep pace in that AFC West. Selvin Young starting in the backfield, and why not when he runs it like this?
They're going to run the stretch play anywhere, anytime, and they all know how to do it well.
Young, 17 rushes for $156. 2 plays later, Cutler finds Brandon Stokely, and he finds him in the end zone.
Jay Cutler extending the play. He can make things happen when he leaves the pocket.
Touchdown. Brody Croyle trying to lead this team back. No Larry Johnson, as we know. He's been out for several weeks, but they still have this Hall of Famer.
Over Tony Gonzalez.
14-7 is your score there. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first half. It's Brandon Marshall, who had a heck of a game.
Nice corner route. Great blitz pickup on the play.
And this is using a prop, apparently. He was flagged for using the snow. But undaunted, 34-7. Cutler to Marshall again.
Wow.
And, you know, it's Denver. There's snow in both end zones.
He's making a catch and shot.
That's a lot of snow.
He's making it snow.
So, he's making it snow. I like that. Denver sweeps Kansas City for the first time. We'll see them next on Thursday night at the Texans. Here's Michelle Beisner with John Lynch.
John, a much-needed victory for you guys. It's got to feel good to still be in this playoff hunt.
It does, and you know, I think I was proud of our team today because really, you know, we need some help. Everyone knows that, but instead of worrying about whatever the other people, most people didn't know what San Diego did until after the game, and I thought our approach was great. You know, worry about one play at a time. Don't worry about the rest of what everyone else is doing in the league. Take care of our business, and you know, from my experience in this league, regardless of how bleak it looks, if you take care of your part of the bargain, it generally works out. So that's what we got to continue to do.
Well, one play at a time, one game at a time, but it's going to be a battle for you guys to secure that playoff spot. What's the mentality of the teammates going into these games every week?
Yeah, I think just continue to prepare well and go out there. And, you know, today I thought we played with great emotion, passion, and execution, most importantly. And if we can continue to do that, this is a little glimpse of what we can be as a team.
Thursday night's matchup will play Coach Shanahan and his former offensive coordinator, Gary Kubiak, together for the first time in a regular season game. Do you think one team will have an advantage over the other?
Yeah, you know, that's one of those things. I've been on those before where, you know, playing Tony Dungy after he left the Bucs, and you know, it's one of those things where they know that we know that they know, and so ultimately it boils down to who's gonna make the plays on the field, and you know, when both teams are real familiar, it goes down to the fundamentals of football: who's gonna tackle well, who's gonna block well, those kind of things.
So in other words, if I'm not mistaken, it is what it is.
Yes, it is.
That's what he says, and what it is Broncos against Texans. Winner stays alive in the AFC playoff race. The loser essentially does not. Thursday kickoff, 8:15 Eastern, right here on the network. The Jaguars very quietly creeping up that AFC playoff chart, while the Cleveland Browns had their hands full with the Jets. You know, there's a 9-4 team in the AFC no one's talking about, and it's David Garrard and the Jacksonville Jaguars, which put the bang thing on the Carolina Panthers on Sunday. Garrard to Ernest Wilford for 16 yards. Let's talk about this team.
Yeah, I love watching David Garrard. He's growing as a quarterback. He's very efficient. He's only thrown 1 pick all season.
Finds Reggie Williams, 22 yards, and now we have an all-tell lead. Where's he going?
Where's he going?
Maybe get a pizza or something, concession if he's hungry. Fourth quarter, Vinny Testaverde is picked by Clint Ingram. This is a 39-yard pick.
That's the way to hold it up.
He's like that.
You guess where he's going to be. Guess where he's going to be.
How about next Jacksonville possession? The guy who Jim Brown on this program, on NFL Total Access, actually on this set, not this program, once called a cold-blooded runner.
Yeah, he's an old throwback player. I mean, he runs with a physicality that's unbelievable. For the last over a decade, he's been running the sport like this.
This was the longest run from scrimmage until Chester Taylor ran for one longer later in the day. It earned Fred Taylor a Gatorade dousing. So they're the Jaguars destroying the Panthers 37-6, third straight home win. They won 4 of their last 5 at the Steelers next week. That's a very intriguing game. The Jaguars 9-4. The Cleveland Browns and Romeo Crennel in very rainy, cold, frigid Meadowlands, where Romeo used to control the sidelines as assistant for the Giants. Browns opening drive of the third quarter, and the Jets too, back in the day. Parcells. And there is Braylon Edwards picking one up in the air and then putting it on the turf. Luckily for Braylon and the Browns, it rolls out of bounds 2 plays later. It's Derek Anderson up top to Braylon Edwards. 13th touchdown of the year.
He just goes up and gets it. He knows how to make a catch and beat a corner to the ball.
This is a Civil War alumni game, by the way. Derek Anderson, former Oregon State, and then former Oregon Duck, Kellen Clemens, earning a pass interference penalty right there with 3 minutes left in the game. Now Clemens shoves it in the end zone. The Jets fail on the 2-point conversion, so it's a 5-point game and in need of an onside kick, and it works.
Great kick.
Big height allowed the Jets to get underneath it. They're going to fight for it for a little while here.
And then it led to Eric Mangini deciding to go for a field goal. And it works, so it's a 2-point game. Plenty of good seats still available for the end of this game. The Jets decide to go onside again. An intriguing decision instead of kicking it deep with all 3 timeouts left. And this meant that Joe Jaravicius could give good field position to the Browns, who ran it with Jamal Lewis twice in a row. Jets called timeout, needing to stop Lewis to have a chance in this game. And not only they don't stop Lewis, they can't get him on the ground.
Sweet dumb ball, running for incentives.
Is that what he's doing?
Yeah, he's running hard.
Well, he ran for 118 yards and a score, and they held off the Jets, did the Browns. 360 points this season, most since 1987, and those Brownies have the hold with 3 weeks to go on that 6th and final playoff spot in the AFC. Right now, New England and Indianapolis, the only teams that have clinched a playoff spot through 14 weeks. What a big game next week between Cleveland and Buffalo, Cleveland's closest pursuer. That game is in Cleveland next week, and if Buffalo wins that game, the Bills will have the 6th seed right then and there because they'll have a head-to-head tiebreak with an equally 8-6 Cleveland Browns. But of course, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Well, then let's get completely out of ourselves along with order here. By season's end, who wins that last playoff spot?
Well, I think Cleveland, they're in the 6th spot right now, and they're going to play Buffalo. It's going to be a heck of a game. But if you can take a look at their schedule, I think they have a more favorable schedule than the Bills do. They play each other, and it's going to be in Cleveland, and then they go to the Bengals, and you never know what you're going to get, and then they finish up at home against the 49ers. They've got a real good chance of winning 2 or 3 of those games and jumping into the playoffs.
The reason I like them because they have a passing game, a running game, and their defense is coming slowly but surely. Hats off to Romeo Crennel. He has to be the coach of the year.
And it looks like Jacksonville's going to get that other playoff spot. And they may be in Jacksonville, maybe in San Diego or Pittsburgh to start the playoffs. It'll be very interesting to see how that all falls out. Chester Taylor going for 84. Does that make, is he a primetime guy?
He has a great chance.
We are going to go primetime, maybe with Fred Taylor and Dion next. The replay council says Chargers coming back on the Titans in overtime is the Monday replay, and then the double dip on Tuesday is the Cowboys coming back on the Lions, followed by the Giants and the Eagles, and then the Steelers and the Patriots. Let's go prime time.
Baby, you gotta love the producers at the NFL Network. 21st and Prime, baby, still the hottest corner in NFL. Ready? Let's go prime time. Number 10. Oh, you got me feeling it today, baby. Clint Ingram of the Jags with the 40-yard pick six. And if you want to go prime time, all you got to do is hold it up. It's simple mathematics. Antonio Gates, number 9, the big fella, still one of the best tight ends in the league. And when I said that last year, don't you know Coach Tony Gonzalez got mad at me and checked me on the sideline in Oakland? He said, how could you say Gates? I say, I just seen him play. Number 8, Andre Davis taking the time, slow motion for me. 91-yard kickoff return. And guess what? The only reason he made it because he didn't hold it up because he's checking himself out in the camera. I love a little swagger. I love a swagger. Nice run, big fella. Number 7, my man from Baltimore to Cleveland, Sweet Dumba who? Sweet Dumba Lou with the touchdown running through the entire Jets defense to seal a win. 21 carries for $118. And number 6, this is no stranger to Let's Go Crab. No, he don't do the dance, but he has his own little teardrop, LaDainian Tomlinson, making it look easy to seal the victory in overtime. Last week, you know, this young safety got a little ahead of himself, talking junk against the New England Patriots. So all those guys are mad. Keep the party going. Watch the tape. Number 5, it's a simple pass. The Vikings' other running back, Chester Taylor. Luda, I call him Luda. You know, get back, get back. He's saying, you don't know me like that. 84 yards on the touchdown, doing what he does best, making it happen. Give us a little dance in the end zone. Number 3, Fred Taylor. Ooh, look at the big fella go, still doing it for the Jags. Looking young, 89 yards, and you can't catch him to seal the win over the Panthers. Everyone seals the wins over the Panthers. Number 2, Jason Witten setting a record 15 catches for a tight end and a TD to catch the win and come from behind. Romo to win, they ain't no joke. And number 1, and let me tell you something. When we come back, I gotta go hurry up and use the bathroom. But eBay moments of victory. Number 1, Sweet Dumba. Ooh.
Stiff arm, heading left, has the end zone in sight, dashing that way. Touchdown! LT in OT! The Chargers have beaten Tennessee!
Our thought process there was, you know, let's just don't rely on the field goal. Anything can happen with a field goal. If we can win it with a touchdown, let's do it.
Our guys are front battle. I mean, you know, at the same time, there's a quarterback back there who's not playing real good for 50 minutes of the game. And, you know, I wasn't playing very good. But we just kept battling, kept believing, and you find a way to win.
Play fake, throws it in the end zone. Jason Witten caught it for a touchdown to the post with 18 seconds left.
The guys did a great job tonight of overcoming some adversity and just keep playing the 60 minutes, and it showed.
It wasn't the prettiest game for us overall, but it was the best in that we ended up the Eastern Division champs, and that was our goal going into the game.
Handoff Jamal Lewis, running left, cuts it back to the right, has a first down, breaks into the secondary, inside the 15, inside the 10, breaks 2 more tackles at the 5, and is into the end zone for a touchdown.
And that's the eBay moments of victory. What do we learn, Steve Marici? What do we learn?
Well, it's becoming very evident to me that we're going to have, I think, for the first time, a 16-0 team in the regular season and an 0-16 team in the regular season. And you know what? It's going to happen in the same year.
I think I'm going to get my wish. Green Bay and Dallas 2, New England and Indy 2. I'm going to get my wish in the playoffs.
And I learned a 3-minute commercial break is long enough for Dion to make it to the bathroom with that. Well done, Dion.
I'm quick.
Thanks for watching.
Hadn't lost the step.
Hi, Steph.
The last time the Patriots lost a regular season game. Getting shut out by the Dolphins 21-0. Tom Brady pressured all day. He was sacked 4 times, fumbled twice, and was held to 78 yards passing. Adam Schefter now with his take on the Patriots' path to perfection.
Here's a guarantee way more accurate than Pittsburgh safety Anthony Smith's that the Steelers would beat the Patriots. For the remainder of this season, the title of America's team is officially on loan from Dallas to New England. Until New England loses a game, if it loses a game, the Patriots are America's team. Anyone who follows football now follows the Patriots the way it would a hometown team, waiting to see whether New England could get past the best teams of this year and the 1972 Miami Dolphins of yesteryear. There are those who root for the Patriots, those who root against them, but no one can deny that everyone is watching them. Everyone. From here on, they tune in to see when Tom Brady throws 5 more touchdown passes to pass Peyton Manning and make him the NFL's all-time single-season touchdown passing king. They track whether Randy Moss can reel in 4 more touchdown receptions and the NFL's all-time single-season touchdown catch record that now belongs to Jerry Rice. They monitor New England's assault of history and the pursuit of perfection. The Patriots' next 2 games are football's version of slam dunks. Sunday comes a Jets team that exposed Spygate and made the Patriots pay. Now comes New England's payback. In the past, cameramen captured Bill Belichick and Eric Mangini's post-game midfield handshake. This year, the cameraman can take the day off. If there's any handshake, it'll be a bigger upset than the Jets beating the Patriots. After the Jets comes a Dolphins team as imperfect as New England is perfect. So put it down now. 15-0, leading a Saturday night game in Giants Stadium on NFL Network as the lone remaining obstacle between 16-0 and history. But no longer is it a question of whether the Patriots will go 16-0. The more pertinent question is whether they will go 19-0. And maybe their biggest obstacle is the team from which they've already borrowed a title. If and when the Patriots and Cowboys square off in Glendale, Arizona, in what would be the best winning percentage 2 Super Bowl teams ever have combined to have, they would be playing for a title way more meaningful than America's team.
Check this out. In Monday's edition to the New York Daily News, Jet safety Kerry Rhodes said, quote, "Somebody from Pittsburgh made a guarantee, and that didn't work out too well for him. We're just going to come out and play hard and hopefully not get beat bad."
Oh.
Wow, huh?
Wow, not get beat bad. What kind of confidence?
He's being realistic about the situation.
You don't say stuff like that.
He's being realistic.
Let's pick up on a theme that Adam touched on. Let's fast forward to Week 17, Patriots-Giants, a game right here on NFL Network. And the Patriots are 15-0. And the Giants, theoretically, could have clinched a playoff spot. If they win next week, they're in the playoffs. So could we see the Giants possibly resting their players before the playoff run starts and not necessarily the Patriots?
Well, if they are, they still have to put some work in to try to really secure that 5th seed because Minnesota Vikings, they're moving up pretty fast. But I would not rest my guys if I'm Tom Coughlin, because this team has played poorly the last couple of weeks. They've got to get the momentum going and take that into the playoff. You know, they're not a team that can rest one week and then all of a sudden switch that, flip the switch and then play championship football. The Giants have to come in hot. And if they stop for a second, I think they'll cool off and not be able to pick that momentum back up.
Here's what I would suggest to the Giants, and I think this is what they'll do. I don't think they will base their decision on who to play or not to play because of what the Patriots are. If, say, the Patriots are 15-0 at this time, I don't think they're going to say, well, we better play our good guys because we don't want them to go 16-0.
You don't think they want to beat the Pats?
Sure they want to beat the Pats, but I think the Giants need to make their decision based on what's best for the New York Giants and forget about the Patriots. They're going to try to beat the Patriots, but they got to do what's best for them as far as going into the playoffs next week.
But is there an obligation from the Giants to try and basically, stop this this undefeated season?
The obligation for the Giants is to do what's best for the New York Giants.
That's to knock off the New England Patriots. That's what it is.
They probably couldn't do it anyway.
They're not going to win a Super Bowl. They're going to be one and done probably. So
we'll be talking about this in the weeks leading up to that contest for sure. And you'll be talking about the plays of the week when we come back here on NFL Total Access. We'll get a little help. Nike Rewind, Led Zeppelin, they're back together. They're going to help us out. Plays of the week from Week 14.